we've been talking a lot about coaching ourselves for success. And the series I'm starting will be on leadership. And when looking at leadership, we will not only be looking at leading others, but managing ourselves. How do we manage ourselves to be able to lead others? So I've been looking at things to do with how we deal as leaders. I've also been looking at when we put out advertisements for jobs. We will talk about getting someone who has leadership capabilities. So what are we looking at when we say we are looking for people with leadership capabilities? And I want to dispel the myth that says for you to be a leader, you have to have a team that you are managing. I'm looking at situations where you are a leader, but you have no team that you are leading. But you have goals that you have set. There are things that you are doing, and those things needs to be managed. So you don't necessarily have to have a team to be a leader. So how do you manage yourself and lead others in the process? It is distinguishing management myth from the reality. You are here, you have a project, you need to work on it. So you are the leader, you are the team leader. If you have a team, but if you have no team, you are managing this project. So your leadership skills have to come out. So you have to work on yourself to be able to manage the project you are working on. So you don't necessarily have to have a team. The second thing is understanding the motivation of your colleagues and competitors. What do you need to look at? What is competition? When you're working on things and you want to succeed as a leader, how do you manage that motivation for your colleagues and also for your competitors? What are you looking at in terms of healthy competition as a leader? Do you understand the project you are doing, the work you are doing? Are you competing, or you are competing with the results that you delivered the previous year or the previous month? I've always talked of avoiding to compete with others, but compete with the results that you delivered previously. Are you a better person today than you were yesterday? So understand those motivations for colleagues and also competitors. Then recognizing the strengths and blind spots in yourself and others. Always make sure you start with yourself. To be able to lead others, you have to understand yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Are you able to work on your weaknesses so as to be able to work on the weaknesses of your team members or the others that you are leading? Then building your emotional intelligence to be able to communicate effectively. Remember, we are working with diverse teams. So emotional intelligence is key because you will know what to say, how to say it, depending on the teams that you are managing, on the people you are working with, even other stakeholders. How do you communicate effectively with them? Then there is influencing others from a position of authority, or even without authority. How do you influence others? How do you behave to be able to influence the people that are around you? By the way you treat them, by the way you work, by the way you deliver whatever it is you are delivering. Then managing within organizational hierarchies. I have always said that there will be always somebody better than you. There will also always be somebody senior than you. In most cases, even when you are the CEO, there is a board that you are answerable to. There are customers that you are answerable to. So how do you manage within those organizational hierarchies? Then earning trust and building relationships. In most cases, as you become a leader or a manager, you already know the subject. You're already technically good. So how do you build on relationship? In fact, majority of the work that you do as a leader or as a manager is managing relationships. How do you manage those relationships? And how do you also earn the trust of the team members that you are dealing with? or the stakeholders. I have often said you must trust your team members. You must trust the stakeholders for them to trust you in return. Lastly, leading for long-term results. Remember when we set goals or when we come up with strategic plans, they are long-term plans. We want to see ourselves somewhere in future. So how do we lead and manage those long-term plans? It is important that even as we work on ourselves, we be able to manage even the goals that we have set for ourselves and for the team members. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, remember to like, to share, to comment, and also subscribe to this channel so you can be informed anytime we post content such as this. See you in my next video.